Hi, Madhu.
Hi Shilpa. So tell me, how's your day been so far?
It was really good. It was Father's Day today, so kids had
Yeah.
planned big celebration for Papa. They made some chocolate brownie cake, baked
Wow.
them while I was busy coaching my clients, but kids were in the kitchen making brownies and all. So they said, then I joined them, and that's how the day has been so far. Very good. And
That's nice.
so, Madhu, when I shared this topic with my friends, the topic like what to do when you hate your job but love your salary, they were really excited about this topic and they were like, wow, yeah, I mean, this is amazing topic and we would love to hear your views on that. And totally know your story and how, you were in those golden handcuff dilemma wherein it was a
Yes,
high
yes.
paying job, you were doing really well but you still decided to quit because you were not happy working there, right?
True,
So
true.
yeah, so that's the topic that everyone was excited about. So it's, when we think about it, it's a situation that's quite a catch 22 at first glance, right? So you are
Even when I had posted this about the details about this show on my profiles and social media, I had got hundreds of messages saying, "Wow, we're just looking forward for this. Finally, you are on a topic which we were waiting for since a long time." And I'm like, I'm even more excited now to speak about it because I never thought that so many people out there are just waiting for this thing to come up.
awesome. So Rohit Kapoor is here. He's saying hi. So that's good. So yeah, as you rightly said, like quite catch 22 situation at first glance. You are at a job that pays you extremely well, given your industry and level of experience, of course. And then there is a problem. The problem is
Hmm.
you are unhappy at your current job, and you would leave if it wasn't for the massive pay cut that you take, right? So basically, it's called a golden handcuff scenario. And I once fell into this predicament myself. So I'll tell you a little bit in a short what was my dilemma, okay? After doing my MBA from Bombay, I started working in insurance sector.
Yeah.
Started at a very executive level job, worked there for 14 years in this sector, same sector, climbed ladders, enjoying comfortable lifestyle that came with the income I was earning. But
Hmm.
I was miserable at work.
Okay.
I hated going to this stressful environment and spending 9 hours a day. Basically, I just changed three jobs in a span of 14 years of my career. And
That's too less.
that's cool, right?
That's too
Not
less
that
for
bad.
you. And yeah, that was too less.
Yes, yes. So, but everywhere I realized that I'm happy only for few months, even after changing. I'm happy there for few months, and then my happiness curve will go down and drastically. So,
You were probably happy because every time you switched, you got a hike and then you were done with it.
exactly, that hike was happiness factor that lasted for a very short duration,
Right, right.
right? So, eventually by the end of 13th year, I realized that what am I doing this for? I'm not happy. I tried everything, but it's not working. I'm not happy. And I'm like, do I want to do this for the rest of my life? Do I want to do this 9 to 5 job for the rest of my life? And is this the purpose of my life? Was I born to do this? These were the questions I was asking myself and looking for answers. But and eventually I quit. Okay, I left my job, but not before making sure I had a backup plan. That's what I did in a short while. So what's your story, Madhu? Your golden handcuff dilemma that you were in?
So, well, my story is not much different than yours. I think we all in corporates usually face the same dilemma. We are always into the same dilemma that what are we doing? Why are we doing? Are we really meant to do this? Is this that we're going to do for rest of our life? So I have a corporate experience of about 12 years now. So in these 12 years, I will say that there has hardly been any day when when I have not thought that why the hell am I doing this?
Just a
But then I
second,
never
Madhu.
had.
Sorry
Yeah,
to
yeah.
interrupt you. I want to tell everyone that Madhu worked for one of the big fours. Many number of years she worked there, and she's an awesome human being, a great friend. And when you talk to her, there is a lot of stability in Madhu, and she's a TEDx speaker. She's doing phenomenal in her new career, and her career graph rose like this after quitting her corporate job, and in a very short duration. It didn't take much of time for Madhu to, reach at a level where she is. So yes, Madhu, go
Shilpa,
on. Sorry.
Shilpa, don't do that. Don't declare that so openly that after quitting my job, my career graph has like just gone up, because then all the bosses or all the people I work with will start coming and chasing me now as to what wrong did we do with you that you're now saying this. So, I I would say I was always lucky enough to have good bosses everywhere I went. Normally, people face difficulties in getting good bosses, but then I've totally been lucky right from the start of my career till I quit my job, whether it was Big Four or whether it was other corporates or wherever I was. I've been really lucky with my bosses and still in touch with most of them. So as I was saying, so I have like about 12 years of corporate career, and not even or I will say hardly any number of days in a month where I would really not question myself as to, is this what I have to do for rest of my life, and will I be able to really drag this down the line, because it was literally dragging something that I had to drag for so many years. And the major thing that was going wrong, I feel, was I never knew what my capabilities are or why am I doing that. I'll tell you, many times when I used to wake up in the morning and I used to like cry from inside that, do I have to go there again today?
Yeah.
And I used to get up ki nahi, aaj to I'm just going to go and resign. My resignation is going to be done today. And by the time I used to reach office, that reality used to hit me that you can't afford doing that. You get paid at the end of the month. So that salary which I used to get at the end of the month always kept me holding, and 12 years, I think, is not a small span of time. In between, I tried to like change my profession, change the stream I was working into, went for again higher studies, thought of doing a lot of things. So I've done my MBA, I've done my MCom, I have done my CS. I had even tried my luck on CA, didn't go through it though. So like I was doing a lot of other or I was getting a lot of other qualifications so that I could get better in this. I thought that maybe some profession would at the end of the day give me that happiness that I'm looking for. But then I think I was mistaken that the degrees, the qualifications, the change in work profile just because of a new qualification I have could never really give me happiness. Now, again, this might not be the case with everybody out there. They might eventually figure out what they love after like switching a number of roles, a number of profiles. But in 12 years, I could never figure that out as to what can give me that real happiness. And I think that is the most important thing that we as coaches over here stress on, is helping people really identify what gives them that happiness. I was on a radio show a little time back, and then the question what she asked me, the radio jockey there asked me, was, what is happiness and how do you like literally define happiness? I said, like, this should be the question of the century. People
Century,
really
yeah.
don't people don't really know what is happiness and what is the definition of happiness for them. I was yesterday coaching a few of my clients, and one person just happened to ask me, Ki, how do I be happy? And I said, what makes you happy? And he's like, I don't know what makes me happy. I'm like, how will you ever be happy in your life then when you don't know what makes you happy? So unless and until you know that XYZ things make you happy, how will you end up being happy? Even if you have done certain things, unless and until you know that makes you happy, you will never feel happy about it. So we got to be really clear about what brings that happiness. And eventually, I think Afin Khan, my mentor again, who has really helped me get that clarity and helped me figure out as to what happiness for me would mean and how could I really achieve that. Over to you, Shilpa.
Wow. Amazing. When you talk about happiness, what makes you happy? So when I was on this quest of finding what what do I want to do? If not for this job, what will I do?
Hmm.
What will make me happy? And I would ask this question to many people I meet. I met during that journey, that, I'm not happy doing what I am doing, but I don't know how to figure that out, that what I want to do. So they used to tell me, do something, follow your passion, do something that
Exactly.
makes you really happy, and you don't have to work a single day in your life. And I'm like, I don't know what my passion is. I don't know what makes
Absolutely.
me happy. How do I find that? What is my passion? Because
Right.
over these 13 years, 14 years, I've only worked round the clock in the same insurance sector, in the same kind of people. So I never got time to understand what is my passion, what do I want to do. And it was really tough to find that. Yeah, right. To know, understand what
Absolutely.
my passion was. So that was the thing that I struggled a lot. So, Madhu, so tell me, what is that incident when you thought that this is it, अब बहुत हो गया है, अब छोड़ना है, you know, that incident. Then after you share, I'll share mine.
Shilpa, there have been many such incidents throughout my life. There have just been incidents where I felt like, bas bahut ho gaya, I don't want to do it anymore. But then everything boils down to that one question, that if I give up on this today, what am I going to do from tomorrow? So I
Yeah,
never knew what am I going to do from tomorrow. So I think I was stuck into that life for 12 years because I didn't know what I can really do. I felt that all I can do is this back desk job. I can break my heads over these law books and keep giving advisories and stuff to the clients, everything. And I felt that I know nothing apart from that I can any day do out there. So I was a very underconfident, a very introvert kind of person who would never like speak to people much, who had no I had no hobbies as such in my life. I never had goals in my life. I never had of all these things. So I was like comfortable
yeah,
the way life was. Like subah se raat tak to we do work at office, then you come back home, you have certain things to attend at home as well, little time for maybe your family or yourself, and then you're just waiting for crashing the bed where you can just go and sleep. So it never really gave me any time to have hobbies or never had any dreams as such. So I didn't know what I can do. So there have been several moments where I felt where where sometimes I was like having a little argument with my managers, immediate supervisors, or maybe I was overburdened, or maybe the office politics which was going on. There have been number of such instances where I used to feel like I don't want to take this anymore. It's enough. But then again, why? What will I do after this? What next was never being answered. So when my what next got answered, it hardly took
yeah.
me any time to take that call of quitting that job. I think the most important part that all the viewers out here need to really understand is what next. If you have your answer for what next, you're all set to go.
Absolutely. So you figured that out for you. What's next?
Yes, yes. I figured out what next, and I figured out that, something that can give me peace and happiness in life is contributing to others' lives, making others' lives better, helping them do something. Because me, I believe every human being has certain dominant needs in them. So the dominant need in me was not recognition, it was not growth, but the dominant need in me was contribution. In my
Wow.
job profile that I was doing all these years, I was never contributing in any way. The
Absolutely.
assignments that we get, I never felt that as a contribution. Companies are growing, companies are merging, companies are doing XYZ with my support, but then I never felt that satisfaction that I'm contributing anywhere. So when I contribute to lives of individuals as such, I feel like really accomplished. I feel like, I have something to wake up for in the morning, because at the end of the day, when some other person out there is smiling just because of you, somebody's life is more at peace because of you, I feel that the purpose of life is completely accomplished. And that's what got me into coaching. That's how I started my journey. And I just kicked off my 12 years of career.
Wow. So the point was when you got to know what the basic need was, what
Yes,
your basic need was. Every human has like
exactly.
7 to 8 needs that we talk with people, right? When we coach, that's the
Right,
need
right.
we bring that out in a person. So my need was, at that time I didn't know what my need was, but when I went through all these coaching sessions, I realized my need was to make a difference. Because all these years, I seriously don't think that I've made a difference anywhere, either to my work environment or to myself, to my family, or anywhere. So that was a highest need at that point of time, is to make a difference. And that's how I chose also this career. So my incident that I want to share is, when did I realize that this is enough? Because as you rightly said, we think about, changing our streams or changing our careers, but we don't think about
Shilpa, I've lost you. I don't know whether it's my
or doing
connection or
something of
your
our own
connection.
for the child. But
Shilpa, are you there? Or have I lost the connection? Okay, guys, so I think we've lost Shilpa over here. So, what I was saying is finding out what your dominant need as a human being is like really, really important. No matter how many jobs you switch, no matter how many kinds of professions you try, unless and until you know what is that one thing which drives you in life, you'll never be really be able to, find yourself at peace in whatever you are doing. So if you really are looking for happiness and peace in your professional career, then my piece of advice to you is find out what drives you. What is that one need which drives you? Now, if you find it difficult to find the need which drives you, then reach out to somebody who can like really help you out in finding this out. And that's been my experience over here. And when I started doing what I love, I started feeling how beautiful life can ever be. And I feel most of the time we don't give ourselves that one chance in our life as to where we want to try out things which we love and give ourselves that one chance, because we are always scared of that stability that we are looking in life. I totally agree, stability is like very important in life, but then in that race of finding that stability, we really lose ourselves. I switched my career. Before that, I started working on things like parallelly. And only then, when I was sure that, yes, this is going to work out, is when I quit my job. So, yeah, even I was looking out for stability. But then having that time, pushing yourself to do that little extra every day. My schedules were like really hectic, but then I used to push my. There were days where I used to barely sleep like for 3 4 hours a night, and was back to work the entire day next day, and again just 3 4 hours of sleep, because after that hectic schedule at work and then other things that we got to attend to, we really don't feel that we have enough of time to do something apart from that. But then if for a limited period of our life we take that charge, we take that, make ourselves responsible for giving that little extra time and figuring out other options for us, then that will give us an easy platform to switch to other things. So I think Shilpa, we have Shilpa back over here. Welcome back, Shilpa. Shilpa, can you hear me?
so sorry,
Shilpa,
I guys, my internet connection went off. Is it all okay?
yeah, yeah, I can
Is it
hear you
fine?
now.
Am I
Yeah,
audible?
that's fine. Yes, you are.
Okay, awesome. So where are we?
So, yeah, you were sharing your
Where
incident
are
which made
we
you
in the
quit.
chat? Okay, right. Yeah, so the thing was, when I thought this is it, ab kuch karna padega, I went for a trip to Lonavala with my group of friends, my very close friends, okay? And it was for 2 days over a weekend. And this is the time you should really enjoy, right? Your friends, monsoon, Lonavala, and things like that. So, and I was not happy. This has never happened to me. In spite of having so many people, close friends around me, I was not enjoying. I was not happy. And constantly, the word I was using, I'm not happy. I'm not happy in life. I want to do something. And my friends are like, are you crazy? What happened to you achanak se? I'm like, this is not achanak se. It's been going since many days. And then around 11 o'clock at night, 12 o'clock, I cried like crazy. Bucket full of tears were coming out. And I'm
Hmm.
like, only one thing I'm saying, I'm not happy. I want to do something better. I don't know what, but I'm not happy. And trust me, when I did that, I felt really light in my heart that I'm expressing myself. People are there, close friends are there to hear me out. And once I expressed that, a lot of opportunities came my way. So those friends who I cried in front of, one of the friends sent me a Facebook ad, of Facebook ad that showed that, are you stuck in your 9 to 5 job? And I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
you So that was the time when I came through, coaching sessions. So what is coaching and how it can change your life? And that day I decided that this is what I wanted to do, because I wanted to make a difference, and it felt good to me. My intuition was there that yes, I want to do this. And that's how my journey as a coach started, right? So, Madhu, like, there are, like, you try a lot of
That's
things. Sorry. Okay.
yeah, yeah. Please
Uh,
go on.
so what I was saying, that you try a lot of things before quitting on a high paying job. It is not easy to quit, right? A corporate job that pays you well, a good lifestyle, and
Absolutely. Yeah.
everything. So did you try a lot of things before taking this decision? Like, for example, I tried to work it out. I wanted to stay in my corporate job. I all those motivation things that you hear, that you need to love your work, take responsibility,
Yeah.
you need to improve, work hard. And I tried all of that. I tried working hard. I started with everyday goal setting, that I will set my goals and I'll achieve this, I'll impress my seniors, I will make a difference, I'll work, I'll try to love my work. Everything I tried. And then, you know I thought that I'll get recognition from my superiors, and then eventually I will win, I will live happily ever after. But so I thought, putting in lot of efforts and time to get better at my corporate game. But the thing was that harder I worked, more difficult it became for me. I was not enjoying the process of working hard. So anything like that happened to you? Did you try a lot of things to stay where you are?
Yes, of course. I tried a lot of things to stay and to not stay as well. So, yeah, as you said, the first thing that we guys walk up to is that motivational videos which we see on YouTube. So, I really clearly remember this incident. A few years back, I was like so frustrated with what I was doing, or that maybe because of the routine that I was into. I started watching such videos and I got so pumped up watching those videos. And the most common thing, as even you mentioned about, is we hear from these Gyan gurus, all the Gyan gurus, is love, do what you love.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and that moment was like that mentor's moment for me. I'm like, what do I really love? And I didn't know what I love. So it's like,
What?
holy shit, I don't have any option. I don't have any option of, doing what I love. Rather, let me love what I do. So
Yeah.
that day I decided that, from today I'm going to love what I do. I used to wake up in the morning, I used to pump myself really up with a lot of those affirmation stuff. And, watching one video every morning before I'm out of my bed, I used to watch one video, one motivational video. And then I used to jump out of my bed so that I'm at least, pumped up for the rest of the day. And then I used to like go all energized to office ki I'm going to love what I do. I'm going to love what I do. Keep repeating this to myself. So, I heard all of these things in the YouTube videos. I thought, let me just try it out. So I did this for one day. I did this for 2 days. Those days were like really good. I was high on energy till the end of the day. But the moment the third day came, I was like, okay, it was getting difficult to say this to myself that I'm going to love what I do. But still, I somehow managed to do it. Fourth day, when I woke up in the morning, I'm like, how do I even love this today, man? Like, it's done. I'm done with it. How do I love it today? And there've been many such times where I've tried out such things, and there've been times when I thought of quitting my job and starting something of own. So I had once tried of quitting my job and starting. I was very fond of teaching, so I started teaching people. Like, I'm a CS myself, so a company secretary. So I started teaching CS students. I started teaching graduate students. I tried my luck into that. I was feeling like really happy doing that. But then at the end of the day, we all know that teaching profession doesn't really give us that much of stability of an income and the lifestyle that we are used to now. So that didn't like
Absolutely.
really go well with me. Then I got back to job, and after that again I thought of getting into practice. So instead of employment, I could even choose practice being a CA. So I thought of doing that. I quit my job with that intention, started my own practice, but getting clients was the biggest challenge I had. After like
Right.
1 or 2 years, maybe I think I got back to job again because I couldn't manage to get clients for myself. I was a very introvert, very underconfident person. It's very difficult to find clients when you don't speak up. So
Yeah, I
I
can
couldn't
understand.
manage. Yeah. So I couldn't manage that, and I got back to job again. And finally, it was last year when I got rid of it. Like, I just kicked it. So it was New Year, December 2019, when I've like, finally I'm out of it. And my new year was as good as my Independence year. So I was
Wow.
celebrating Independence Day on 31st December. So that was like really amazing, and just like in a short span of time. So as I mentioned earlier, also I was building up my career. I was working on it simultaneously while I was into my job, because that stability is what we all look for, and I was looking for the same. So I was very sure that I have that compensated income. I have a better income over here, and more happiness is that when I quit my job. I didn't just randomly take a decision again of doing that, because I had tried my luck a couple of times earlier, and this time I was like into a good hefty paying job. So I didn't want to take that risk anymore, that I try something more and I fail at it and I even lose this job. So I might have to settle for something ordinary then. So I was like
Yeah.
very, very cautious when I did it this time. But then, yeah, today I'm a TEDx speaker. I'm author of 2 books. Like, I've coached thousands of clients so far. I've like taken 200 plus seminars in last 1 year. So things have been like really good, really fun, lot of fun, lot of happiness in it, because finally I am enjoying what I do now. So
And that's
all
why
that
you're doing so
motivational
good.
things,
Yeah.
yeah. So all that motivational things which I was watching on YouTube all these years, finally it makes sense to me now, that do what you love.
Absolutely. When you talk about motivation, even I realized it lately that when I also watched number of motivational videos, but that's the motivation from outside, right? That doesn't
Absolutely, yeah.
stay inside for a long duration of time. The motivation that is from inside, that comes within, from within, it is there for a lifetime. And like I said to you before, that the harder I worked to prove myself, it became more and more difficult for me, that race of proving myself. And now, from a hindsight, from a coach lens, I now realize that success or happiness has nothing to do with working hard. It has got to do,
Absolutely.
it has got to do with your coding. In coaching language, it is called your inner DNA, your belief pattern, the way you are wired. So I realized that all your mental, your inner patterns that you developed while growing up has a massive role to play in understanding why you enjoy or not enjoy certain area of your life. And I realized that my beliefs, my unconscious beliefs, my coding, the way I was programmed was not in sync with what I was doing. And once I realized, it was revelation for me. Then I knew what I had to fix. पहले तो पता ही नहीं था कि क्या fix करना है. What is that motivation that I'm looking for? And then I rewired myself to achieve what I want to achieve, Madhu. It's a process that deals with not the outside motivation, but inside motivation that comes from within. And I started expressing myself better. When if somebody would ask me, how are you? And if I'm really not fine, I'll say I'm not fine. That much I've come to that level that I will say I'm not fine, I'm not, like I'm not enjoying my work. At that time I used to say that I'm not enjoying, and that opened a lot of doors for me. A lot of people were there to help me, and one such person I met at random HR conference, and she told me that if you are looking for something great, you need to hire a coach, Shilpa, because you don't know, you don't have clarity what you want to do. And I'm like, what is a coach? I don't even know who is a coach then. What do they
Absolutely,
do?
yeah.
Are they therapists? Are they, counselors?
Counselors.
Yeah, I asked that, and she said that no, coaches are not therapists. They are not counselors. They are the people who are futuristic. They take you from where you are to where you want to reach. And I'm like, wow, do we have coaches in India? And she's like, yeah, we have. You don't know, man. No. And then she guided me, man, helped me find a coach. And she guided me, found a coach for me. And I realized I went through coaching sessions, and in just I think 3 months, I completely saw a lot of transformation in me, which I just spoke about, like understanding my coding, my belief pattern, my personality, and everything. And then there was no stopping. Now, a lot of people are saying that you've become unstoppable, Shilpa. ऐसा क्या जादू हो गया है? What is that magic wand? And I said that it is all to do with the internal, your mindset, your inner being. Once you fix that, everything in life is like sorted. Your take on this, Madhu?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I believe the same because it was when I had a coach for myself. So, as I mentioned earlier, also, Afin Khan has been my coach. Like, he has been like really taking me through this journey. And it was only after that I took sessions from him that I got coached from his what is when I realized that what are my needs in my life? How do I achieve those needs? Like, what are those negative codes, as you said, or what are those blocks which are existing in my mind? How do I get rid of them? What steps can I take to do? So there was like a lot of introspection which was happening with me then, which helped me figure this out. Like even I think I'm glad to say this that many people out there today have started understanding the importance of having a coach in life, which
Yeah,
earlier was not happening. Like even if you see in schools today, international schools that we have today, they have started having life skills as a part of their curriculum, which is
yeah,
like
yeah,
really brilliant, which is like really brilliant because the days when I think you and me were into schools, we had nothing of this kind, and there was nobody to guide us that your internal mindset, your uh, questioning to yourself, your self introspection can get you so much of clarity in life. There was nobody who would ever teach us this in life, and I think that is
yeah,
why we have been struggling with most of the things, and we feel stuck at most of the time because we don't dive deep into ourselves, we don't ask ourselves questions. And even if we ask ourselves question, like I did ask question to myself every day on those in those 12 years as to do I have to do this? But then our mind acts as a savior. It starts protecting us. And then it says, of course, yes, because you don't know anything else apart from this. So
yeah.
it's the way our
It's the
mind, we
same.
train our mind. Our mind always tries us to keep us in a comfort zone. It's only when we
Absolutely.
challenge our own mind and get out of that comfort zone. Now, what you're getting into is also very important. It's equally important. So, when you challenge your own mind and say that, no, I don't want to stay in this comfort zone, that is when I think the real growth, the real success begins. Of course, there are going to be challenges your way. Nothing is ever going to be smooth. They are going to be like tough days. They are going to be good days, good, bad. Everything is going to happen. But then, if you have that right mindset of going on it, then I think as an individual, we have superpowers to achieve what we want. We just have to find out that internal power in us. Even if you see Bhagavad Gita speaks about it, that you have everything within yourself. Even if you're looking out for God,
Oh
look it in
God.
yourself and you will find God. So that's just a metaphor used over there, but then anything that we are looking out for in life is right within us. So if you have questions as to why are you doing what you are doing, how long do you want to do this, what is that you can do, how do you do it, the answers lie all within. But when you're asking yourself these questions, don't let your mind act as a protector. Let it challenge you. And that's when I think you will find your path out there.
Absolutely. Let the mind, let challenge your mind, instead of being in that comfort zone, that protective zone. Once you challenge your mind, give enough fuel, I think then you will absolutely find your way. And you know what, I also want to tell Madhu that I want to make viewers aware of the fact that surround yourself with right people. So don't whenever you want to start something, you quit your job or do something of your own, don't do it all by yourself or all alone. You need accountability partner, you need a mastermind circle, and the people who have same aspirations as you have, who are growing, who are progressive, and have already taken the path that you want to take. And you remember, somebody has already done what you want to do, right? And they are
Yes.
successful. So instead of reinventing the wheel, surround yourself with these people and walk the path that they have already taken. And in that way your journey will be less stressful. Of course challenges will come, but then if you are reaching somewhere in 10 years, you will reach in 3 years or 4 years with following such path, right? That's what
Absolutely.
I
And
would
I think,
say.
yeah, I think you reminded me of one more thing over here that I want to mention is surrounding yourself with people who have already done very good. But then I think you can also surround yourself with the people who are more enthusiastic, who are more goal oriented, who are, who keep challenging themselves more every single day. So I'll tell you this, when I was working into corporates and stuff, this it's a normal practice, right? When you come across somebody, you ask, how are you? Life kaisi chal rahi hai?
कट
And
रही
guess
है,
what reply? I swear. या तो
कट रही
reply
है,
आ
लगी
जाता
पड़ी है.
कट रही है, लगी पड़ी है, चल रही है. And when I used
Yeah.
to constantly hear this every day, I started replying in the same fashion. कि चल रही है, कट रही है. And just imagine the way your mind accepts that, and the way your mind, your moods change basis what you say. So you just say, I'm feeling awesome, the day is going awesome. You are
Yeah,
pumped up inside. And the moment you
absolutely.
say, yaar, chal rahi hai, cut rahi hai, you start feeling that ki chal rahi hai, cut rahi hai. So I
Right.
myself got into that habit. So every day was a low day because of that practice then. सामने से वही जवाब आता था and reciprocate was the same thing. So ultimately, when I started getting coaching, and when my mentor, my coach started telling me that, you need to surround yourself with good people, I realized, yes, man, all these years I had people जिनके life सिर्फ चल रही थी, कट रही थी या
कट
लगी
रही थी.
पड़ी थी. So my life was also exactly the same way because I never felt, पता है उनसे when I used to listen this reply, and almost all of them give the same reply, okay? So when I used to listen this response, I used to feel like, yeah, what bad is my life? उनकी कट रही है तो मेरी भी कट रही है. I'm not bad. I'm one of the
Yeah.
normal.
सब ऐसे
So
ही,
you
सबके
start,
साथ ऐसा ही होता है.
हाँ,
It's like
कि
that.
सबके साथ
Yeah.
तो यही हो रहा है, मेरे साथ कौन सा अलग हो रहा है? So why do I need to feel bad about it? So you
Yeah.
start comparing over there, and you start feeling comfortable there. Rather, when I started hanging around with people, so we had a group of people like 50 to 60 people. We used to meet every weekend, and we used to decide as to how to grow in life. What are the things that we are going to do in this week? What are the things that you are going to like really achieve and do out there? And next week, when we meet, we used to discuss on whether we have achieved that or not, and what is our goal for the coming week again. So when I started hanging around with these set of people, though our areas of interest were completely different, we were now looking out for future. We were now looking out for the options that we could explore. And every day we were challenging ourselves over there. We had a company to push ourselves to do something more. And I think that's the reason of whatever I have done as a coach, as a speaker, or as an author, it has not taken me much time because I was into the right kind of group. The group which was energized, the group which wanted to do things out there. They just didn't want to say that, हाँ यार सबकी चल रही है तो मेरी भी चल रही है. What's different? So getting out of
Yeah.
that group is like really important. They become our comfort zone, and unless we get out of that, growth is like really difficult.
Yeah, absolutely. I could have, Madhu, I could have never imagined writing a book or becoming an author if it was not
Yeah.
for my mastermind group. The same kind of people, same vibration, high energy, growing. Everybody wants to achieve something. Someone is good in technology. Someone is good in finding editors. Someone is good in some. Everybody has their strengths, and when we combine this strengths of all of these people, and that's why it is called mastermind, and that's the benefit I also got. And now my articles are getting published, and coaching so many people. It's all because of the group of people, the network that I am in. So and also doing these live shows. I never knew how to do a live show before, and I didn't have the courage to speak in front of unknown audience. And this is all because of the courage, encouragement that I got from my people, my mastermind that I hang around with. And it is so powerful. And that's why I wanted to bring this subject to all the viewers there that are watching. So quickly, Madhu, let's give few tips to our viewers of, if they are trapped, like if you are trapped in a golden handcuff scenario wherein the job is, you are hating your job but you are loving the salary, how you can work through. So what I would like to add is, like before you get free from the golden handcuff trap, have a look at your expenses and figure out the minimum salary you can, get by with. Basically the salary bottom line. So once you have that number in mind, you can look at new opportunities that may result in a pay cut, but a manageable one. Even if you get an opportunity, which is the salary is lesser than what you are getting, but it is manageable. So look at the expenses and figure out what is the minimum salary you can survive with or live by. That's my first take. And second, I would like to say this is like, have minimum of 6 months to 1 year worth of living expenses in your bank account before you take a decision to quit or start something new. At this point I should thank my husband, like thoroughly I should thank to him. When I started my job like 14 years back, he instilled this habit of saving 20% of my salary. At that time I was like, I didn't care about saving. उस time होता है ना जब हम just earn करते हैं, we want to just spend everything, नया नया
Right.
salary आया है. But I was going around with him. At that I was dating him, and he said that nothing doing, just when I started with mere 14,000 rupees a month salary. And that time he made me realize that you need to save 20%, and it was automatically getting deducted from my salary, and it was going in an equity fund. And you can imagine, like 13 14 years I've been doing that. Not a single month has been like gone without saving, and I accumulated a corpus of fund. So I would like to tell people that have minimum of 6 to 1 year worth of living expenses in your bank account, and that will give you a lot of leeway to take decisions, as in, you will have a smoother transition. That's what I would like to say, because I knew fully that my next job that I would take will constitute a serious blow to my paycheck. So I wanted to have additional cash on my hand to make the transition smoother. So that's what I would like to say. And third is, last point I would like to contribute to my viewers, to our viewers, is decide what will make you happiest. Like, just because you happen to be trapped in this situation, in this golden handcuff, doesn't mean you will be happier quitting or you'll be happier breaking free. Because Madhu, like, you will understand, we are frequently told that happiness is more important than money, right? But what if what if earning more money buys you a lifestyle that makes you happier? So if you are earning a lot at a job you don't like, but you get a big house to live, you enjoy a great meal at great restaurant, you take amazing vacations, you prefer to have this lifestyle rather than slashing your income and give up the luxuries. So what I would like to say is, at the end of the day, it's up to you to decide what will make you happiest, having more money or having less bothersome job. And I say there is nothing wrong in leaning towards having more money. So take time to think. In my situation, leaving that awful job was the right move for me, and I adjusted my lifestyle so that I didn't end up missing that extra money. So that's my points that I would like to contribute to all my viewers here. Madhu, what do you think about it?
I think you've rightly pointed out, Shilpa, जब रणबीर कपूर जॉब छोड़ता है movies में, so that sounds like really a fantasy, but then in real life we can't do that. We cannot just wake up one morning and quit our jobs. We need to plan
Yeah.
100 things over there, and so yeah, we need to have like some kind of security so that whatever that you are looking forward to do, you're not so stressed out that you can't focus on that. You know, there's no point quitting your job if you're constantly stressed out that how will I manage my expenses. In that case, you won't even be able to do good at what you are actually planning to do. So have that security, as you rightly said, and then I would say identify your needs, as I've said earlier, because that's like very, very crucial. Identify your needs, because unless and until you know those needs, you will never be able to crack, no matter how many switches you make or how many professions you change. Like I have always changed my jobs. I've never stayed at any place more than 2 years. I think the highest was
Okay.
2.5 years, not more than that at any organization that I worked for, because that constant need of happiness was not getting met anywhere. I thought switching will make me happy, but then it never did. So yeah, find out what your need is and keep yourself ready for the challenges that you're going to face. ऐसा नहीं होने वाला है कि overnight you're going to get success in what is that new thing that you're going to try. So give yourself enough of time, give yourself a margin, good margin for you
Yeah.
to try out things over there. And the best thing would be have a support of somebody who can guide you through that journey. And if because if you are alone, you might fall weak, you might your motivation levels might come down, and you might get back to what you were doing. So have somebody behind you, the mastermind, or even if one person in life who can constantly keep giving you that push, yes, go ahead. Because that is very important. As human beings, we constantly need that push from somebody to do that. At least 90% of us need that push from somebody to do something. Gym bhi le lo, agar if you are, we join gym most of the times. We join in the beginning of the year, and by the mid of January, the gyms are like empty.
Yeah,
Why? Because that
absolutely.
push is gone. That push is gone. That initial 15 days is pushes because everybody out there is posting out their resolutions, their plans, and everything, and we do it in that craze. So have somebody who can always keep pushing you. Like I said, I have my kind of people who keep pushing me always, and now my clients have their set of people who keep pushing them throughout. So, like yesterday, when I was coaching a group of mine, I've like created accountability partners for even simple things like somebody just like dancing and they couldn't find time for dancing. So now they are going to push each other so that they could at least spend 10 minutes or twice a week on dancing so that they feel happy. So be it as simple as that or as big as making a change of profession, have somebody who can give you that push constantly, because that is something which takes us a long way out. And believe in yourself, have that confidence in yourself, because if you don't have that, no matter what you are going to do, it's all going to be a waste. So that confidence from inside, irrespective of whether people like you or not, whether people believe you or not, the most important thing that you need to do is believe in yourself that I yes, I can make this happen. I'll just give a small example again. When we go to gym, if constantly we are telling ourselves in our mind that no, I can't do push-ups, mujhse nahi hoga, I can't do push-ups, not possible only, you won't be able to do that. But then if you tell it to yourself that yes, I can do it, I can do it, I can do it, you'll end up doing at least three. if not zero, at least
Yeah,
three or five, you end up doing that. So what you speak with yourself, it is not important what we speak to others, but what conversation we have with ourselves in our mind is something which results into what results we get from the outside world. So
absolutely.
be clear on the kind of conversation with you that you have with yourself inside. That's like really really crucial in whatever you want to achieve in your life. So yeah, over to you, Shilpa.
Wow, amazing. I think there we covered it all, Madhu, right? And one thing is like when you said that, having a mastermind, right kind of people, discovering your needs, saving enough money. I think if this is what if people will start thinking, I think it will definitely make a lot of difference. And I would say last thing, that don't hesitate to ask for help, for support.
Absolutely.
I am wherever I am. It's because I asked. I was seeking for support. I got support. I asked questions. Someone guided me to a coach, and my life completely transformed. So yes, ask for help, get support, get a coach if you feel that that will help you, because coaches gives you clarity, helps you identify your personality, and lot many things that we cannot even cover in this little conversation here. So yeah, that's from me definitely. And if anyone has questions here, guys, whosoever is watching, throw in your questions. We are ready to take your questions.
I can